What are the best shoes you should be wearing in your sports training program? Get this question a lot, and unfortunately even at camps we were going through things. There's so many different kind of shoes anymore. We used to have just like the Converse and the old canvas ones, and that was great. We could do a lot of things, but however now the speed training, the cross training shoes, football cleats, all the different things are going out there. But the biggest thing I'd say is when we're doing our athletes speed, agility, quickness, reaction drills, I try and get them to shoes that they have good lateral support is a big thing. Tennis shoes just by themselves that tend to be like a running shoe. What I want to do is take a look at when they get into these shoes, we've got to worry about, because our athletes make such quick, we teach them about quick change direction, planning, exploding, moving away from it. If their shoes are pretty soft, to where they're great for the running, coming in easy, but they make a cut and their top of their foot slides outside, we've got a real problem. And I've seen two things happen from this. One, if we don't have good support in there, the bone can actually roll across and bones will snap. That's a bad thing to happen. Another thing we've had, our athletes, they get such hard cuts, they learn how to make explosive movements. They've taken running shoes and they literally just rip the sides of it open. I could take one athlete in particular, Maka, we had in the big day. The running back, great powerful athlete. Boy, he'd make a cut, he'd learn how to make that cut, drive, push away, and he shredded a couple of pair of shoes he had. So we quickly got him a pair of cross-training shoes that had much better support, and we eliminated that problem. So running shoes, remember, if we're just running regular sprint drills, deceleration straight, all that's fine, we're not making cuts, regular running shoes are great. But if we're going to make cuts and work on a lot of our agility, quick movement things, we need to get rid of those and get something that has more of a lateral support. And it can be a specific band to the outside. It can be the kind of ribbing that they'll have on the outside of the leg as well, the foot, so that when it grabs, when they get to the side, that foot won't go on the outside of the sole. It stays tight. That's when we know we've got a good shoe for that. And anybody's seen me buy shoes, I'm the funniest old guy in the shop as they go through, because I jump up on benches, I make a cut, I'm pushing in the ground in front of those mirrors to see where they're at, because I want to see if when I push onto it, if my foot slides across the sole, I can't use it for my speed stuff. So we've got to make sure we understand what we're really looking for on that. The third most important part for me that I'll teach any of my coaches that come to my clinics or my athletes is we've got to teach them, take that shoe, I have them all retie them. They pull tight from the bottom all the way up, then tie the shoe. Because even if they've got a good lateral support on that shoe, they're not using it if they don't lace it correctly. So if they can put their fingers underneath that lace, it's not tight. So we pull it in tight, then lace the top. Now we've got a shoe that's actually doing its job and giving us that lateral support. So make sure you get the basics. Understand if you're running, what you're really after, have a shoe for that. But it doesn't mean you need an expensive shoe. I've got, unfortunately, I think, Bobby, we last counted, I think I've got 45 pair of tennis shoes. I've got a shoe problem. But I get my stuff over at the outlet. Most of my shoes are $30 to $40 shoes. A few, if I get expensive, I'll go 50 or 60, but most of mine I don't. So you don't have to do that and spend on those high end. So get a shoe, find out what you're doing, but whatever it is, lace it correctly. From the bottom up, be safe, and have a great time with your sports training camps, and let us know if we can help you. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for the topic.